Hey, what's happening? My name is Tutu Marangula. We are back. It is the new show that you never asked for, never needed, but still got. Like your parents adopting a child in their 60s. It's your responsibility. It's Mzansi in 5. Cool. Let's start off with something that you only ever hear about in South Africa. Unemployed doctors. Yep, this week approximately 1,000 qualified doctors marched to the KZN capital city of Pietermaritzburg to demand jobs.
Doctors are demanding to be hired, and today they expected to march in Pietermaritzburg to demand jobs from the Provincial Health Department. Statistics reveal over 1,000 qualified medical professionals are sitting at home.
This is evidently why I actually didn't go to medical school. It's not because I am scared of blood or I dislike the human anatomy. It's because I knew deep down in my heart that one day we're going to need more YouTubers than actual doctors. Now, it's important to note that in South Africa, the ratio between doctors and patients is 1 to 3,000. For every doctor, there are 3,000 patients. Deputy Health Minister Sibongiseni Dhlomo spoke to ANCA, and just notice how somber and empathetic he is in the beginning of this video.
We are live now. Why are you not employing these doctors who are not employed?
How? The way we are putting it doesn't sound nice.
Yeah, what type of gotcha question is that, ENCA? How dare you ask the Deputy Health Minister why the government doesn't want to employ a group of people that previously had to work for the government for peanuts so they could get their PhDs? I mean, how dare you ask the Deputy Health Minister why the government won't employ a group of people that the country actually needs? And according to Dr. Dhlomo, it is because of fiscal challenges.
The challenges that we face has been on the fiscal challenges.
Guys, we might have just stumbled upon a conspiracy theory here. According to the Deputy Health Minister, the money required to support our healthcare system, including funds to hire more doctors, isn't there, which means it was stolen. But by who? I mean, like, who is the ruling party that controls the budget for the Department of Health? If only.
You are a doctor yourself. As the ANC-led government, are you not ashamed of what is happening with doctors marching? Unemployment is not unique to this profession. South Africa faces a challenge of unemployment, but surely this is a sad day.
And of course, what is a conversation with an ANC politician if they don't remind you of how they saved you from your captors in 1994?
There was political intolerance and a lot of violence. To actually bring doctors to go and work for you at Itindale Hospital, now called Harry Gwala, you needed to have something called a rural allowance. That is no more needed now. Can we reverse and discuss those issues? So those are issues that we are going to look into.
Moving on, the Supreme Court of Appeal in South Africa has ordered Vodacom to pay Kenneth Nkosana Makate a sum between 28 and 55 billion rands for his Please Call Me concept. Now, for the children who were born after the 1900s, the Please Call Me was a very powerful and important tool in the early to mid 2000s. It was basically a free set amount of messages that you can send to people to request that they call you. So it would be like, please call Tuto at 082, whatever your number was. And now you might be born in 2004 and you're wondering, yo, what's this old man talking about? That's so cap and that's hat, man. He doesn't have any rizzas or whatever the kids say. I need you to sit down for this. Unfortunately, during biblical times, the early days, the dark ages, messages, SMSs cost money. Every message you sent was equivalent to buying one You'll Get a Lollipop. So naturally, people found a loophole to use the service for free messages. Like my mom would send me one. Please call, take the chicken out the freezer. Or she'd send me, please call, I hope you took the chicken out the freezer. Please call, I hope you're not playing video games. Now, this dispute can be traced back to 2007 when Makate, Vodacom finance manager at the time, first sent letters demanding payment, asserting that he was promised remuneration as the originator of the idea for Please Call Me. He initiated legal action in 2008, and according to the Supreme Court's ruling, Makate is entitled to receive 5 to 7.5% of the total revenue from the Please Call Me product, dating back from March 2001 to the day of the judgment, which is approximately 18 years. And it is estimated that Vodacom generated 273 billion in the 18 years since the inception of the service. So, in response to the ruling, what did Vodacom say? Well, they warned all of their customers that if they were forced to pay this money to Makate that they owe him, then they might have to raise their prices on all the other services, you know, their airtime and their data, because they're such a cheap service to use. I like the fact that they just went full gangster and just said, hey, listen, if I gotta take responsibility for what I did, making $273 billion, I'm not a motherfucking impressionist, okay? That's like your dad just being like, hey, yo, hey, player, hey, man, so you know how you came home the other day, and you came home early, and you saw my mouth on top of Mrs. Williams' mouth from next door? Well, I'll tell you right now, she was choking, right? Don't tell your mom, because I'm just warning you, we might get divorced. And finally, as you all might remember last week, President Cyril Ramaphosa gave the State of the Nation address, where he made sure to let South Africans know how well things are going. He even mentioned this.
We set out a clear plan to end load shedding, which we have been implementing with a single-minded focus.
Yes, a clear plan to end load shedding. Only 2 hours later, we went to load shedding stage 4, and then a day later, we went to load shedding stage 6 for 3 consecutive days. So just to quickly break down what load shedding is for the 3 international people that watch this show, stage 1 load shedding is 2 hours once a day, right? Stage 2 load shedding is 4 hours twice a day, 2 hours each time, and so on and so forth. So once you get to stage 6 load shedding, out of the 24-hour day, you don't have electricity for 12 hours. And once again, like he said, there is a clear plan to end load shedding. A clear plan, the president said. I remember something that was said last year, but by a great man, Fikile Mbalula, seen here wearing my grandmother's glasses. I'm going to get them back, Gran, I promise.
From where I'm seated, from the work that has been done by government and ministers and so on, the load shedding before the end of the year should have been something of the past.
Serious?
Yes.
But jokes aside, guys, this is an election year. And I know it sounds corny because everyone's been saying it, but 2024 is our 1994. And I cannot express how important it is for everyone to be registered to vote. Yes, it's a right, but it's also a responsibility. There were 14,000 people who died during the last 4 years of apartheid. Most of them were young freedom fighters who fought for the right for you or me to choose our own futures. Interestingly so, there were 14 million unregistered young people who didn't vote in the last election. The ANC only needed 10 million votes to win. I won't tell you who to vote for. All I'll say is that just use the right that those 14,000 young people died for and just take the responsibility. Cool, that's it. You can still register to vote online. I'll leave a link up on my bio and everywhere else. My name is Tutamara Ngola. This has been Mzansi in 5.